All right, no pre-show for you guys today because guess what? It was playing for everybody in the background. Little inside info. I literally just did the intro to the show, and we weren't even live. So
we've all done it. I don't think you're a YouTuber until that happens.
Yeah, that's actually the first time I have done that in the 5+ years that I've been doing YouTube.
Oh, come on, don't lie.
That is a first for me, for real. But I did not get a whole lot of sleep last night, and I've been up since 5:30 this morning. So I'm super tired. But welcome back to another Friday EBN Cast. We're got a special guest, Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge here today. Tom, how you doing?
It was Culture's birthday yesterday.
It was. Yeah, happy belated birthday, Culture.
Happy birthday.
Tom made me a special birthday song. It was fun.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and I got to chew bubble gum, which I'm finishing the last of right now.
He's really happy about that.
Nice.
Bubble yum.
Oh shit. All right. Let's see here. Let me get my bearings. Because that kind of threw me off a little bit. Anyways, real quick, guys. There's 4 different ways you guys can support us. Actually, 5. EBN memberships. And I saw in the chat, Liam's Supernatural has just upgraded to Jedi Master. So hail to you. And welcome to the Jedi Master EBN family, sir. And then, of course, Patreon, where we upload tons of stuff over there that we cannot put on YouTube. We actually just got Transformers 1 up there. We got all of the Penguin series is up there. Last episode this Sunday, which that show is phenomenal. I love it. And then, of course, our merch store, where coaches does tons and tons of work on all the great shirts over there. Super chats. If there's anything you guys want to get our thoughts on or help support us that way, you can do that. Tom, I have not heard your thoughts on the Penguin series. I know you didn't really like the Batman movie, but have you watched the Penguin, and what are your thoughts on it? Because I haven't heard your thoughts on it at all.
No, I wasn't exactly the biggest fan of the Batman, so I didn't really want to get involved in this.
Oh, and the Penguin?
I have not watched it. Yeah,
man, dude, it's so good. It's so
maybe
good.
Eventually. I had, and instead of just sitting here crapping on it or trying to find things I don't like about it, I just figured I'll let everybody else enjoy it, and just that's all.
Yeah. Well, if you ever check it out and you do a review of it on the channel, I will definitely be interested in listening to that.
I don't know if Andre's been watching it or not, but
yeah, it's probably one of the best shows I've seen all year. I absolutely love it. I mean, they are killing it on that show. The writing, the character arcs in there, it is top notch. And even if you didn't like the Batman movie, I think a lot of people would still like the Penguin show, because there's a lot of people I know that didn't really care for that Batman movie that are actually really enjoying the show as well. But I don't know.
It seems to be that way, but yeah, maybe I'll get it. I don't have HBO Max either, so.
Yeah. Loki, Culture, John, are you guys doing good?
Yeah.
All right. Let me get into our first topic of the day. And this one is pretty crazy. Lucasfilm. Well, they haven't officially announced it. But apparently, I know you guys were talking about this over on Midnight's Edge today, Tom. So I'm sure you probably got a lot of good stuff to say about this, or bad stuff to say, like probably most of us. But looks like Star Wars is coming out with the new trilogy, guys.
I'll believe it when I see it.
12. I
can't wait. I'm super excited. This is amazing. Star Wars is back. Yes.
Yeah,
you forgot to cry. You got to cry.
Daisy Ridley's Rey in crucial role. So the thing is, if any of you guys have been following this, it looks like there's some back and forth between Variety and Deadline on this. And that's why I picked this article right here to kind of cover on this. This comes from us from Express. But let's see here. Daisy Ridley, the set to be announced with Daisy Ridley's Rey in a crucial role for episodes 10 through 12, according to multiple insiders. It's been 5 years, blah, blah, blah. Since there's been Daisy Ridley's solo movie in the works, one that's set after the Rise of Skywalker with Rey training a new generation of Jedi. However, a new Star Wars trilogy is set to be announced at Lucasfilm with X-Men franchise Simon Kinberg writing and producing, who, if you guys don't know who he is, go watch X-Men, The Dark Phoenix, that pile
He's
of
the
trash.
guy who wrote Dark Phoenix twice and couldn't get it right.
Yeah.
He
He
did the 355 too.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah,
The only good thing he's done was Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and he's executive produced some good things. That's about it.
yeah. So this is where we get a little bit of differencing of reporting here. So Deadline reported this would be episodes 10 through 12, but the outlet's own insiders disputed this, saying it would be a new saga. The Hollywood
Yes, there's a lot of back and forth on this right now, and it looks like they had a pretty good breakdown of it here. Sorry.
Yep. The Hollywood Reporter backed the latter, saying it wouldn't be a continuation of the Skywalker saga, but a new story focused on new characters, even though familiar ones would pop up. R2 and C-3PO, probably.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, Scooper, the insider, is getting behind the original report that this new Star Wars trilogy will, in fact, be episodes 10 through 12 after all. The outlet
So it will
shared,
be the Rey movies, basically.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much.
See, because I was confused too, because I thought when they originally presented the Rey movie, I was like, when did this become a movie? I thought it was supposed to be trilogy. Because they kept saying the
they
next
said it
3
was
movies
gonna-
in the Star Wars saga. Yeah.
All the reports when they came out with the Charmin Obey-Trenoy, it was going to be a single movie, but it had the potential to be a trilogy based on how well it would do.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, because it was presented to me initially as the idea that, yeah, this was supposed to be episode 10, 11, and 12, basically.
Yeah. So they pointed out that the Hollywood Reporter's description of a new story with new characters, but featuring some familiar ones, just sounded exactly like the setup of each new Skywalker saga trilogy, which she is not a Skywalker. So if they do this, that's not the continuation of the Skywalker saga.
They'll call it that. They'll call it the quadrilogy.
Oh, yeah.
The quadrilogy trilogy.
Yeah.
She's a Skywalker now. She's a Skywalker now.
Yeah, Skywalker saga.
Oh, you guys haven't heard my theory, or did you? I think I may have brought it up before you, Nick.
No, I don't think, what was it?
Okay, because remember at the end of Rise of Palpatine, basically Kylo Ben gives up his life to save Rey, remember? By giving her that special force touch?
Yeah.
When that happened, who wants to bet dollars to donuts?
Oh, please. No, I know.
She got a force baby put in her by Kylo Ben. So it will technically be a Skywalker.
Probably, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Because remember, the early rumors were that this was supposed to be about her daughter, and she's older, and it's going to jump a bunch of years. Remember? Sorry, John, you were about to say something.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else with it, and that Kylo Ren transferred his entire essence into her, and that's actually
well, there could
go. You transmitted some essence in her.
Both could. Don't rule both out.
Yeah. So
because she can be a they them yet. Just wait.
Coaches in chat, he said the Rey film may not even be happening, which we've been saying that for a long.
Yeah, there's other speculation on that part too.
That
yeah.
film's dead.
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
Going to do a action thriller movie with a James Bond director.
That's my take on this. Is that she's doing that, but that's why they're probably rewriting this, because that's what this is my take on this. I think that Kinberg is coming in to take over for Lindelof, who was originally writing the story for the Rey movie. And I think they wanted it to be an entire trilogy. So that's what they're doing here. And you want to know why? Because Kathleen Kennedy, her contract just came up last month. And as long as she sunk into a trilogy, guess what? She's going to be around till the end of the decade, kids.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
She's going to Amy Pascal her way into this one way or another. And for those who don't know who I'm talking about, that's the lady who's all hung up with Spider-Man still, even though Sony fired her.
Sony, yep.
So who's Kim? They announced that someone replaced Stephen Knight.
Initially, it was
Nope.
Stephen Knight, and then Lindelof, I think, was for a while, and then or
Well,
whoever
Lindelof
it
was the
yeah.
original.
Most
Yeah,
recently.
okay, so then
Knight.
Steve Knight. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the way or the other. Yeah, one of those two,
Because-
whichever direction. Yeah,
Didn't you say someone named like Kim Berg? What did you say? Who did you say?
Simon Kinberg.
Simon
Oh,
Kinberg.
Kinberg. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the guy who
Sorry.
they're saying
Yeah,
talking
okay.
about
Yeah,
now.
the worst.
I
One
got
of the
you. I
worst.
thought you were
I think
saying,
he's
like,
replacing.
Kinberg, like-
I think he's replacing. That's. I think
yeah.
basically now he's going to be doing the de facto Ray film, but she knows she's going to have more time now, so she signed up for something else.
Yeah.
So
And-
Charmaine is gone, but they're going to continue with this whole Ray idea.
That could
basically.
be or couldn't be.
Theory.
I don't know. It depends on if Kinberg is going to direct or not. As
Yeah.
far as we know, she's still going to direct that movie.
Yeah,
but
I bet they still have her direct. He's gonna write, but I'm saying this right now. I don't think any of this happens. I don't think none of this happens at all. But you know, that's Lucasfilm for you. You know, they announce projects, and it's funny that they're announcing this or that this is leaking out right before the investors call next week. You know, and then of course, you know, 3 months before the investors call, they always do the Disney Plus subscription drop in price to try to boost numbers for Disney Plus.
Well, that'll be an answer when that happens. I don't know if Culture wants to jump in here or not, because if it gets brought up in the investor call, then you're right. This is Bob's baby.
Yeah.
If it doesn't,
It ain't gonna.
then that's your answer that Kathy and Simon leaked this to the press, basically against Disney's wishes. But go ahead. I don't know if you want to expand on that, Culture, but yeah.
No, I think you're 100% right. I think if we don't hear a word of this, we know for a fact it came straight from Lucasfilm. They're hemorrhaging over there, and they've had nothing to celebrate. They've had no successes. I said it earlier this morning with Tom, over on Midnight's Edge in the morning. I'm just going to say, when you look at what their performance has been overall with any project they've offered up, and mind you, it's only been television projects recently. They don't have anything to hang their hat on. They've had no successes, and they're about to release something that nobody's going to know about because nobody cares. Skeleton Crew. Nobody cares about the show. The kids don't care about the show. It's about as much Star Wars as, I don't know, Back to the Future. And it looks terrible. And that's it. I mean, there's nothing there. Kids aren't going to care about it. Adults aren't going to care about it. They were able to get rid of all those 50-year-old white males, but everybody else went with them.
Yeah.
Even if it's a semi-decently entertaining
even if it's okay.
show, nobody's going to care about it at all. It's funny at the end of this article, they say, let's not forget that Star Wars movies with episode in the title are guaranteed to make well over $1 billion. I guarantee you, if they go through with this, none of these break $1 billion.
No, I think
None of them.
and they don't have a good track record right now. Think of Disney. Tom, how's Disney doing with films right now?
Not very good, but we just learned from Vanity Fair. Wasn't it Vanity Fair?
Variety.
Or no, what's her face over at did the story about TLJ actually costing over $400 million.
Yeah.
So we're sitting here doing the math, and you're like, wait a minute. Then that means this movie didn't make any money either. Forbes, thank you, not Vanity Fair. Forbes.
Caroline Reed.
Caroline Reed, yes. Yeah, a good friend of Park Place and Valiant Renegade and whatnot. And so if that movie cost $410 million, regardless if they even got a little bit in tax breaks because they shot it in the UK, because that's how we know how much this costs now. We know they spent another $200 or $300 million alone on advertising. You take away half the box office. Guess what? Disney didn't make dick on The Last Jedi. And that means they most likely lost money on The Rise of Palpatine, because we know that movie cost somewhere between $500 and $600 million.
Yeah.
So when are they going to start making these movies for where they're actually going to make any money if they don't make $1 billion? That's the problem, because none of them have otherwise. You're right.
Yeah, we actually got we actually got our hands on an exclusive sizzle reel clip from this new trilogy. I wanted to show it to you guys again. This is basically going to be the premise of the new trilogy.
We've decoded the intel from the First Order spy, and it confirms the worst. Somehow Palpatine returned.
So Palpatine's back again in this trilogy. Also, I can totally see them trying to wheel him out of retirement back into another Star Wars trilogy, because at the end of the Rise of Soy Walker, he said that if you kill me, I'm gonna basically be able to enter into your body, and or I can, pretty much don't ever die, my essence still lives, but then she went ahead and killed him, and it's like, okay, so I guess he's still alive out there, he's never really dead. I don't know. It's weird.
So Palpatine is going to come back again.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if they tried to bring him back again, to be the big baddie once again. But who knows? Real quick, the scooper in here continued saying, I'm hearing that Daisy Ridley will come back for these new Star Wars movies, and her Rey will be positioned as the Obi-Wan of the new trilogy. So pretty much what they should have done with Luke in the last trilogy, but they won't make her, be on a deserted island, by herself, being like a little punk bitch out there and being depressed and all this sort of stuff. She'll actually, if they do go in that direction, she'll actually be an actual Obi-Wan type character. As for what this means for the Rey Solo film directed by Jermaine Obi-Chinoy is anyone's guess. Our best bet is that the plans for that movie will just evolve into episode 10, which we figured that was the case anyways, if they go through with it. If indeed that is the plan, it wouldn't be the first time Disney made such a move with Moana sequel Disney Plus series being uprooted into Mona 2 earlier this year, an upcoming cinematic release, blah, blah. Anyways, yeah, that's the article. A little bit back and forth between between Deadline and the Hollywood Reporter, but I don't know. It's weird timing that this dropped. Very, very weird. John, any other thoughts or comments you wanted to make on this?
Star Wars is dead.
Yeah.
Not coming back. The Mandalorian and Grogu film is going to be a box office bomb. I don't think people are going to go see that. As I think it was Culture was pointing out, Skeleton Crew is no one's going to watch that. We'll probably have worse ratings than The Acolyte. And if it doesn't, it'll be like Andor levels, where it'll be chasing the audience, as I forget what I don't even remember the guy's name who made that, said that they were doing. So yeah, I mean, this they've done this to themselves. They only have to blame themselves, and but they won't. They will continue doing what they do. We just saw this guy earlier this week going off on a rant, attacking people for not liking his politics. And that's what we've seen from Lucasfilm over the last decade. I've been covering these people. It's all infested there. Knee Pain has talked about this.
Yeah.
Gina has talked about this. Their culture is toxic, and they're not going to be able to create anything because this woke ideology literally neuters your imagination. It breaks people. I mean, just look at all these people like breaking down on TikTok. I mean, these are the people that are working at Lucasfilm, or people like them. I mean, you're not going to be creating anything that is going to attract people when you're having these like mental breakdowns.
Yeah, I agree. Loki, any final
self-insertion? I think John said it better than I could have. Absolutely, the self-insertion ideology where I'm going to take my ugly mug and put it on a female and expect that to carry the whole show. You pretty much know how I feel. I completely stopped talking about Star Wars. I love the old Star Wars. I love original trilogy. I really enjoy the sequel trilogy. Some of the Mandalorian stuff I thought was cool, but overall, I don't think anybody cares anymore. And no, it is not guaranteed to be over $1 billion because it has the word trilogy in it. No one's excited about this anymore. You have taken your politics, your ideology, and your own twisted self-wants, needs, and thrown it into Star Wars. Congratulations, y'all. You ruined it for everybody.
Yep, pretty much. Culture, final thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like Bob Iger woke up about a month and a half, 2 months ago and figured out that he'd completely boned the company and his legacy, and I think he doesn't care anymore. So the fact that there's nothing coming out of Disney proper about any of this or pretty much anything that Disney's doing right now, including Marvel, tells or says a lot. I dropped an article on Jonas. I think probably that I don't know, but that he didn't put $1 into the political races this last cycle. He didn't put $1 into either side. Iger just walked away. I think he's recognized that the kind of ideology that he's shoved into what is in the creative efforts now have basically just disconnected his company from its main source of revenue, which is families. So Disney used to make family entertainment. Star Wars used to be family entertainment. Now it's some kind of freak sex show, bologna sausage craptasticness. That I think that largely the audience as a whole is turned off from. The Acolyte made no sense from scene to scene, let alone for the entire series. And all it was about was identity politics. And I think largely the audience is done with it, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, Tom, you back? All right, I know he stepped away for a minute. All right, well, we are going to hit John's topic next, but before we do that, Liam's Supernatural, like I said earlier, has upgraded his membership. Jedi Master, hail to you, good sir. Roger sent €5.99. This sounds like Disney's after election tantrum. They're going to cut off their noose to spite their cut off their nose to spite their face and watch that IP crash and burn.
Yeah, you be careful. I mean, NASCAR might, mistake that rope pull for something else. So be careful.
Yeah.
For all your NASCAR needs, please subscribe to John Trent Racing.
Yeah, links are in the description below.
You cover like dirt track too.
Yeah, I cover the dirt track too. Their world finals
That's what I'm talking about.
Are happening right now, actually.
I like going to those dirt track races. They're fun.
Dude, midget cars are so much fun, and Legends, fuck yeah, dude. Good time.
Yeah. Zombie Box reviews for £2. That is pounds, isn't it? That is pounds.
That's pounds sterling.
Yep. This is fake, and they will make a sizzle reel.
Oh,
yeah.
QAnon. It may. I don't know. We should find out. Somebody reach out to QAnon. Find out where we're at there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what news we get when they drop a sizzle reel on it, and then it'll also be fake. Olaf, hell to you, good sir. Remember, for 38 months, if Sparrow told this,
oh no,
heck, not gonna happen. Yeah. I don't think Deadline and Hollywood Reporter get their info from the birdies out there, but who knows? Maybe.
Keep your eye on the Sparrow.
Yeah. Everybody's got to keep their eye on the Sparrow for sure. All right, where's that? I gotta do that. Thank you for those super chat guys. This super chat video is for y'all. And they give us Pee Wee Herman bucks.
My bike!
Oh, that was great. All right. Let's see. Let me get this pulled up. All right, John, what do you got for us here? Some more Sweet Baby Inc.
So Remedy
going on.
Oh yeah, Remedy Entertainment announced their I don't know, they did their quarterly report. I don't know, last week, maybe earlier this week, and they revealed that Alan Wake 2 still has not recouped its development and marketing costs. It's been about a year now. The game, I think, launched October 27th of last year. And so it still has not broken even. They're admitting this in their report. They said that not only has it not broken even, but they have not made any royalties from it. And this is really, really bad because The last time we actually got a sales update from them, they said that they had sold 1.3 million units. The game, I think, retails for about $50 or so. And so that's, I think that's what, like 65 million or something like that, around there. I don't know. I did the math in the article. I can't do it off the top of my head right now. So what's interesting is that we did have a report that, or an estimation, an analyst did an estimation saying it costs about 70 million euros for both the marketing and the development. 50 million development, 20 million marketing, and that was the estimation. So they only needed to like sell maybe like 200,000 more units, even if you just assume that all of the units they had sold previously, the 1.3 million, were at that base cost, not even including like the deluxe editions or anything like that where you get access to the expansions. And it doesn't look like they've done that, given the fact that they have said that they have still not broken even yet, right? Because it is assumed here that they won't get any money until Epic Games gets back its investment from the game. So it's not looking good for this. This is another proof that anything Sweet Baby Inc. touches is going to be a market failure. And the fact that it only did 1.3 million, again, that was at the end of January. We're looking, it is what, November now, where they did end of October here. Absolutely disastrous, which means like it hasn't sold anything since January for the most part, is what I'm assuming right there. So yeah, $65 million if you do $50 basically times 1.3, that's about 10 million short when you do the currency exchange to get to that 70 million. So that means they only needed, like I said, 200,000 more units to break even, and they couldn't even do that. So this game is pretty much dead on arrival. What's interesting, they just released their Lake House DLC, the expansion. They released that, I think, last month, and clearly did not drive any significant sales to the game. So people weren't coming in even with the DLC, and it looks like people likely weren't purchasing the DLC either, because you would have thought they would have been above that break even line. And obviously that's just an analyst estimation, so it's possible that the costs were actually a lot higher too. But this game, clearly another piece of evidence that you work with Sweet Baby Inc., gamers are going to boycott, are not going to purchase it, and have no interest in your game.
Yeah, and that first Alan Wake game was very popular.
Remaster did good too.
Yeah, like people were, when this got announced and this was coming out, there was a lot of people out there that were excited for this game to come out. And then news and reviews and all that sort of stuff started coming out, and word of mouth, it's either going to help you a shit ton or it's going to hurt you. In this case, it hurt this game huge. Yeah, not good. At some point in time, these companies have to start figuring out, maybe we don't need to work with Sweet Baby Inc. Because after this election and how the people in the U.S. have decided what direction they want the country to go in, and all the movies, TV shows, and video games that are continuously failing one after another, studios that are getting shut down, people getting fired, losing their jobs because they're basically just spending money on projects that aren't making any money whatsoever. You figured at some point in time they would figure this out, but Sweet Baby Inc. still around, and they're still infiltrating a lot of these companies and damaging them. So maybe next we'll start a campaign, make gaming great again. It needs to happen. Loki, thoughts on all this?
Oh, you make gaming great again. A lot of these companies need to get their act together. They need to get rid of these activists. They need to get rid of these people. We just said so long, farewell, Alvita, saying goodbye to our lovely friend Alyssa Mercante, who just absolutely loves everyone on this panel and thinks they're absolutely the best people in the world.
She's a pal. She's a buddy. I mean, she follows me, and then she blocks me, and then she follows me, and then she blocks me. We have a on again, off again relationship that I value. So
yep.
She does the same thing with 8-Bit Eric. She actually unblocked him to comment on his post and then reblocked him.
Crazy.
She's not going anywhere. She's not Frosk. Frosk actually left the industry completely and announced it. Alyssa Mercante is literally up in Montreal right now, visiting Compulsion Games, which is
right
making
next to
South Midnight,
Sweet Baby.
which it's right next to Sweet
Which
Baby Inc., but
is
they've also
Sweet Baby
consulted
Inc.
with Sweet Baby Inc. as well. And it's also a Microsoft-owned game, and we know Microsoft has institutionalized the DEI agenda, which I hope with the new presidency, the Department of Justice decides to actually go after all of these companies for their illegal hiring practices that they have instituted through this. And
already been stated.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All I know is that at the end of the day, Remedy is just one of many studios that are collapsing under the weight of the bologna sausage of the identitarian nature of these consultancy groups. Identitarianism and any of its ilk, any of the neo-Marxist stuff belongs nowhere near any entertainment industry and nowhere near anything that is even imported into the United States, let alone made in the United States. So when you look at it, you're looking at like entire industries falling apart. Kotaku being one of those things we just mentioned, but look, I mean, we're at 13 decent-sized studios this year that are gone. 13 studios, and maybe more. There probably are more. I just gave up counting anymore. I said there were going to be 9 this year. There were far too many. And we had 3 in one day. We had 2 from Sony alone.
All the Bethesda ones like Arcane. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they're just collapsing left and right. And again, it's for many reasons. Obviously, consolidation is going to create a lot of redundancy. But at the same time, when you release a bad game, Firewalk Studios, and you have something like Concord, basically lose you hundreds of millions of dollars, you can't survive as a game studio. Let alone a company or an owner of those game studios. I'm watching Sony and they were like, oh, we made money on sensors and games. I'm like, what games? What games this year did you make money on, Sony?
And PS5 Pro just dropped yesterday. I'll be curious to see how well that sells. I'm passing.
Didn't the pre-sales sell out?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm not. I'm going to tell you something about pre-sales on stuff like that. I mean, they sell enough of the consoles that they know they already have made, and then they try to make more. But I think those people that bought them will regret it, because if you compare it to any modern graphics card that was made in the last 2 years, the Pro's a piece of garbage.
Yep. And the scalpers had the Pro at like $4,000 on eBay when the pre-sales dropped. None of those sold, and a bunch of them ended up getting taken down.
Yep. They'll be doing good to just make their money back on it.
Well, and look, I mean, if the tariff plan goes through at the end of January and head into February, electronics that are made outside of the United States are going to have a 20% addition to it, likely almost immediately, because the administration's going to push anything that's coming in from especially China. It's going to have massive tariff added to it. So there's that.
Yep, 100%. And if they do want to sell their stuff here, then they need to be buying. I know Trump was saying they need to be buying stuff from our country, and taking our exports and not doing tariffs on it. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Tom, I know you're a big gamer. Any thoughts?
Huge.
Any thoughts?
I love the Donkey Kongs.
Yeah.
No, I have very little to say on this outside of, look, I mean, the game industry is going to have a big wake up call at some point, because even though it may be technically monetarily bigger than the film industry, I believe, it takes a hell of a lot longer to develop these games. They cost a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
And you can't just turn around and reshoot and re-edit them to fix them. So a lot of this DEI stuff that they've been interjecting into these games for the last few years is still going to be in a lot of the games that are coming out for the next few years, because they've been in the works for so long. Yeah. When a lot of the same people that work on these games are the same type of people that work in Hollywood, and the same kind of mentality that we're seeing there is that they're going to try doubling down on this stuff. And we're like, good, go for it. Because that's what we need, is for you to fall apart so we can rebuild from the ashes again anyway at this point, because you're the only ones that are hanging on to this crap.
Yeah.
And it'll eventually hopefully work itself out. But like I think Culture said, you're going to lose a lot of game studios in the process of this, because unfortunately, unlike a movie or TV show, an entire game can sink a studio overnight.
Yep,
We've seen it
100%.
happen. time and time again. So yeah.
And
Saints Row.
Thanks, bro.
Hey, Knee Pain is in the house as well. What's up,
Yay!
Knee Pain? Yeah, Knee Pain says, what a crazy week. Yeah, it has been a crazy week. The election stuff, the Kotaku stuff, Star Wars news with the new trilogy. Yeah,
Joel
But yeah-
Aaron going crazy.
yeah. What was that? What was that game that came out with the non-binary? That just came out. What was that?
Dragon Age Belguard.
Yeah, Dragon. Yeah. So I actually saw this just because we're on the topic. This is, I don't know if you guys have seen this, is fucking hilarious. I died.
They
laughing. Yeah, check this out, guys.
We can't let this nonsense spread any further, Spartan. You have to put things straight.
I will literally put things straight, my love.
You there. What are your pronouns?
That and the Matrix one are very funny.
Oh yeah, I saw the Matrix one today too. Yeah, freaking hilarious. All right. Anyways, moving on. Stone Cold Loki. What do you got for us?
It's funny you brought up Dragon Age because that's exactly what I was going to bring up today. So right now, the consensus is that BioWare has sold between 500,000 and 750,000 units for Dragon Age.
Yep.
With some coming back. Are those numbers right? Culture, you probably know the numbers better than I do.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's right. It's right in that 750,000 range at the top. Yeah.
So some of the games on this list you will recognize. Some of them you might not. I don't know. But the original Mass Effect, now this was obviously after Knights of the Old Republic and Baldur's Gate. The original Mass Effect is number 10 on this list and sold over 2 million units.
And that game came out forever ago.
That's right. And this has nothing to do with the Legendary Collection. So this has nothing to do with the Mass Effect Remastered. This is just copies of the original Mass Effect game. Okay, so 2 million units. Dragon Age Origins, 3.2 million copies of Dragon Age Origins. It was one of their fastest selling titles. Why? Because it came off the heels of Mass Effect and it was big and people really enjoyed it. Knights of the Old Republic, 3.2 million. This is some of the peak BioWare. This is great storytelling. They knew exactly what they were doing. They were just doing it for Lucas Arts instead of their own thing. Baldur's Gate 2, this is a PC only release. PC only, 3.5 million. 3.5 million copies. The same with the original Baldur's Gate, 3.5 million copies. PC release only. That is just on PC. Both Mass Effect and Dragon Age Origins had releases on PC as well as Xbox 360 and PS3, even though the original Mass Effect didn't come later for PS3. Anthem, which is one of the worst BioWare games ever.
When that was coming out, I was like, man, this game looks badass. And then I got it and I was like, oh, this game's really not that good.
5 million copies. 5 million copies.
There was a lot of hype around that game, though.
There was a lot. There was a lot of hype. They said it was going to be the MMO of all time. It was never going to get any better. Nothing was ever going to come along to beat it. And that lasted all but a day. Mass Effect Andromeda, another giant bomb from EA. Why does it have 5 million copies? Because this is going to be Mass Effect 4. Yeah. This was going to be the next game in the Mass Effect trilogy. And a lot of people bought into it. And they were disappointed again and again and then because my face is tired. BioWare. Mass Effect 2, 5 million copies. Dragon Age Inquisition, 6 million copies. This was over a decade ago. Yep. 6 million copies. Dragon Age Belguard should already be on its way to 2-3 million right now. It's been out for a month.
Yeah.
This should be the hottest selling title, and you are being told constantly
that it is.
This is selling out. It's the best game, but return to true form. Return to what? Baldur's Gate, one of their very first games, sold over 3 million copies on PC. If it's a return to form, it's a return bad form. I'm with Captain Hook. Bad form, Peter. Bad form. Yep. Captain Hook. And then, of course, you've got Mass Effect 3 at 7 million units because it was the end of the trilogy and it was the hottest game at the time. And people were upset and people were pissed and they were still buying it. Even though they were pissed and upset and they heard the complaints, they still bought this game. That doesn't even factor into the Legendary Edition that's remastered and got all the bells and whistles and the goodies that if you get on PC, you can mod and make even better than the original. And this is where we're at, where you're being told constantly on social media, oh, this game is great. You guys are missing out. It's got the best combat of any game I've ever played. Lies. They are blatantly lying to you to get you to buy a product. Why? Because they signed an NDA with EA and BioWare and said, I will repeat anything you tell me to for money.
Yep.
We got to make gaming great again. We have to. We have to make, and the way we do that is getting rid of all this junk, all this crap. It has to go. BioWare, buy. I have no sympathy for you. I'm not waiting to your next Mass Effect game where you ruin the legacy OG characters that I absolutely love. The only thing that saved you from that was doing Andromeda in another galaxy and having none of the OG cast as part of it. Now you done screwed up. Oh, we're bringing everybody back. How many of them are going to be they, thems, and he, hers, and blue-haired Landwells, and whatever? How are they going to destroy the matriarchy of the Asari? How are they going to do that? Because, oh my God, you can't have beautiful, powerful women. They've got to be dog ugly. Yep. Or they have to have giant uber chins. Or they have to look like, oh, casino, oh. Play my game. That's it. I'm done. Don't believe everything you hear.
Yeah, because they've been spewing that this is like one of the fastest selling games, and the player base is just ginormous, and just everybody's loving it. They got IGN out there telling everybody how great the game is.
Back to form.
Then everybody sees all the woke identity politic, modern day garbage in it, and they're like, "What the hell is this?" Yeah. Well, what's this doing in this game? Absolutely ridiculous. Culture, thoughts?
Look, I'm not surprised. It's funny. Every single topic that we have today has all of this identitarian baloney sausage in it that the audience has said that they haven't wanted for 10 years. Every time they lean deeper into it, the audience says, no, thank you. And look, I mean, there's a clip out today. I think Dread Roberts or maybe Hypnotic or one of the other guys in gaming like put it out there. But the latest failure Star Wars game, Outlaws, has people that are, the game's a 10 of 10 and it's sponsored. Who's it sponsored by? See, and that's the thing. I mean, if you're getting paid to shill, you're gonna shill. But that's why people don't believe any of these mainstreamers anymore, because they're paid to give the opinion that the industry wants, not that that's genuine or authentic. Now, it's why people read what John writes. John writes what he thinks based on the information that's available. I do the same thing. Tom says, things based on what he knows, hears, learns, and we all do that. I mean, when it comes to video games, I mean, I'm starting to really sink my teeth into some of this, what's happening behind the scenes in these studios. And I have to tell you, they're doomed. I mean, there are only like 5 or 6 studios out there that I think are going to survive. If Saber Interactive can keep their publisher out of their hair, they'll be all right. But there's not that many out there anymore. I mean, it's just like, what happened to y'all?
Saber is Saber. The guy who runs Saber bought Saber through his investment firm, so they're not part of Embracer anymore. Just to
No. I'm just saying if he doesn't get affected by his publisher.
Oh, focus. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah. But it's just so yeah. If you look at it, I mean, if you look at these studios, it's like these are legitimately like it's all you got left is this handful of guys, and they all talk to each other. And now Mark Kern is talking with them, and now you're seeing the spin up internationally because you've got all these great Asian developers that are now coming into the fold and turning their backs on this westernization garbage. Here in the West, we're like, hey, we're running out of places to pivot to get good games. Please, Western developer, come back. And I'm telling you right now, if I can get my hands on this clip from GTA 6, that just the wokeness is just oozing off of it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I've been begging, dude. Yeah, there is a clip that I know exists because I've seen pieces of it. I just have to get my hands on it because I've been told 3 times over now how woke the GTA 6 is right now. And I need this little clip. I just need this little clip. It's all I need. Just it's like 15 seconds, and it's just it'll make my YouTube career. But it's just like I look at it and I'm going, everybody needs to know this stuff, but I'm not going to embarrass myself, just like I want to have demonstrable proof, and I think that's important now. When we do stories like that are really just cracking the nuts open, we really have to have it. And this industry is it's so full of people who don't deserve to be there. How did you get in the door of these companies? How did you get there?
It's a wonder.
Yeah,
it's a wonder.
I mean, and it's everywhere. I mean, it's in journalism. John knows this. I mean, obviously Kotaku we already talked about earlier, but it's like, how did you get in the door? How?
Yeah. Do you guys know who Nicole Arbor is on YouTube?
The name's familiar to me.
With her.
So she's this like hot chick that does like a lot of like commentary stuff on YouTube. She's got like 400 something thousand followers or subs or whatever on YouTube. But apparently she got a message from the Harris campaign to that they were going to pay her. I think it was $15,000 or $25,000.
They offered her 25, and then they'd upped it, I believe, is what she reported, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and she turned it down because she was like, "This is basically blood money," and she wasn't supporting the Harris campaign anyways. But she saw all these other YouTubers and all these other social media influencers that were doing the exact same stuff that they wanted her to do in the email she got, and it's like, look, the same stuff happens in gaming and in movies and entertainment. These companies will pay these influencers and pay these people. That's why we call them shills. And they're always like, we don't get paid. But then you see them getting flights to premieres, meeting with the directors and CEOs and the writers.
Disneyland.
Yep, getting tickets, all this stuff, getting these gift packages, all this stuff. Square Enix does the same thing. When Rebirth was coming out, they flew a bunch of the like Maximilian out there and a lot of the Final Fantasy YouTubers and stuff out there. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to take what those people say with a little grain of salt, because they're getting paid to say good stuff about the game.
I'll push back. I definitely think it's wrong because I think the intent is obviously to manipulate those people into giving them a good review. So I think the intent that they're doing for it is what makes it wrong. It's corrupt. It's corruption.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, some of the companies and stuff will bring people out and basically say, you can say, whatever you want. You don't have to give a positive review or anything like that. And that's fine. Like I remember Theory got, when he was talking to the people at Ubisoft about Outlaws, he basically told them that he was going to be 100% honest with the game. And if it sucked, he was going to say it sucked. And then basically he didn't hear from them anymore after that. So, yeah, to your point, John, yeah, they definitely are paying people for positive reviews for sure.
Yeah, and that's what we saw with Dragon Age: The Veilguard, right? They were literally limiting who they were going to give review copies to because they were trying to curate the positive reviews. So they refused to give review copies to people who had even been slightly critical during the 7-hour gameplay that they gave to people earlier in the year, and they didn't give them the review codes. And then we found out that they were giving review codes to people based on their identity. This one woman literally lied about her identification, and they gave her a review code because they assumed based on that identification she would be giving them a positive review, and that's exactly what they were trying to do. And then BioWare was definitely engaging in that. It's really interesting that we see these companies are trying to engage in this stuff, because I think at the end of the day they do realize they have a big pile of doo-doo on their hands, and they're doing their best to try and to buff it. And it just we're not stupid enough to eat that pile of doo-doo, even though it's been buffed and made nice and shiny.
Yeah, 100%. Tom, I know you're a big gamer. Once again, any thoughts or comments? All right.
No, I really have nothing more to add to that.
GraphWeb, $2. Hell to you, good sir. For fuck's sake, cancel Disney Plus. Yeah, I agree. I've never subscribed to Disney Plus ever. The most consistent man on the internet. Hell to you, good sir. Darth Maul's lower half for €5. Get a 20-year-old Star Wars game. Get a current mod, and you are good. No need to pay quadruple prices. Can't wait to try TIE Fighter Total Conversion mod. Interesting you bring that up. We actually interviewed the TIE Fighter Total Conversion mod producer, the guy who created that, on our channel. The interview's still out there. And I want to play it, but the thing is, I can't get the freaking game to work. You have to go through all these hoops and stuff. That's the one thing I hate about PC gaming. You cannot just put a game in and play it all the time, especially when you're dealing with mods and all this other stuff. You got to jump through so many hoops. I can't get total conversion to work. It's really irritating and frustrating for me because I really want to play it. If anybody out there has gotten that game to work and can help a brother out, I see Loki raising his hand over there. I could use some help because I want to play it. I can't get it to work.
You're installing an old version. Because the same thing happened to me. I tried to install it over and over again. It wouldn't work. I was like, what the heck's going on? And then I got a link to a completely updated version of the mod. And it installed right away. And you just click play and you go to town. And it works.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
an old version.
Well,
I'm updated version.
Yeah, at some point in time this weekend, when you're free, I might hit you up and see if you want to jump on a StreamYard, and I'll share my screen and you can help me get it working because I want to play it. I have it. I've not ever been able to play it.
It's the download you got because that was back when Coach was trying to get us all to play together, and he was like, use this and connect this way and use this thing. And I'm like, dude, it every time it goes to this screen. Well, after messing with it for a while, I got a new link to a different download, and I just downloaded that and installed and worked fine.
All right. Cool deal. All right, Culture, what do you got for us today, good sir?
Well, I wanted to wrap up this week in a way that kind of summed it all up, especially as of Tuesday night. Things are just being, erased, and things are healing, including brick walls.
You gotta see me that one.
My girl just lost a day ago. Like, damn.
There you go. Kind of sums it up, right? And the meltdowns have been delicious, and everything else that's been going on. And I'm going to talk about something that I'm going to make a video about, and I really hope John writes a story about. I know you've moved on to other places, but I really hope somebody writes a story about the 2B movement or
4B, you mean?
4B, 4B movement. Yeah, I didn't realize that this originally somehow reportedly came out of South Korea in 2019, and I'm going, Asian girls, like, going super feminist, fembot, and like, cutting off the opportunities with guys. I was like, really? I'm like, they're too busy trying not to get left behind usually, but whatever. So, but yeah, so
this isn't new. Alyssa Milano did this 4 years ago. I feel like she did this like the first time, right?
well, she's got a lucky husband then, let me tell you.
Well, she wasn't doing it herself. She was encouraging other people to do it.
Oh,
she was
okay.
doing that whole or maybe she was doing it herself.
Absolutely.
I don't remember. I just remember she was saying like she was advocating something similar. This isn't new. I feel like this is something we've seen.
self partnering probably. But anyway,
they were trying to say that now since they're not going to dye their hair anymore and they're not going to look like a bowl of Fruit Loops, that you won't be able to tell who's who. And I'm like, well, you've cut it all off.
Yeah, you shaved your head.
As soon as I see you down at the supermarket, I'm gonna be like, Wakanda forever.
You probably have like some like salad tongs or shit through your nose or something. So
what I love is people are actually shaming them for doing that because they're saying they're mocking people who have cancer.
Yeah. I mean, again, this morning
they're using their own mentality against them. It's glorious.
I spent the better part of an hour of my live stream after the news talking about like all of the stuff that you're like spazzing out about, that you're freaking out about, that an election happened and you didn't get the candidate you wanted to push your identitarian politics.
Yeah.
Your little spaz attack isn't doing anything. You're harming yourself. You are making yourself look a fool. And you're giving everybody notice that, yes, I'm a crazy person and easy to spot me now. Okay. None of it makes sense to me. I'm like, you're not hurting anybody. You're pushing your development farther down the road because you're unwilling to be an adult. And we have a mental illness problem in this country that needs to be dealt with. And the people who indoctrinated these now, well, they're still children that are in their 30s into this mindset should be held responsible for it. But anyway, regardless, rub some dirt on it. What happened to that mentality?
Darwinism.
Yeah, but regardless,
I just sort itself out.
People are losing their minds out there.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting. And, you're now on day 3 of The View where they're spazzing out, and I think the media just as a whole is realizing, and John, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that they're totally irrelevant. That the mainstream
100%.
media, the legacy is they don't matter anymore.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, obviously, the whole meltdowns, I think, shows that they do significantly influence a lot of people, though, just not the amount that they need to kind of control the narrative for the most part. Obviously, these people wouldn't be having these kind of meltdowns if they hadn't been lied to by these mainstream media, these influencers like Hassan Piker, etc. So they still do have significant control. It's just not to the extent that they used to have.
Yeah,
and they're going to change, and some of them are realizing this. So they're going to change tactics. They're going to try different things. These people aren't going to go away. Alyssa Mercantes of the world are not going to go away. They're going to find new ways to enact their demonic agenda.
And all the vast majority of people will just keep rejecting them. But yeah, they'll still be like little gnats and flies buzzing around. But sort of similar to, make America great again, make gaming great again. We need to make mental institutions great again, because these people are off their rockers. I mean, we got a lot of people out there that have different thoughts and views on things politically, entertainment wise. RMB, some of his political posts, I'm just like face palming. But man, I'd give that dude the shirt off my back any day of the week. Matt Cave Gaming loves Star Wars, loves Disney Star Wars. And he knows that we hate it. But he's a good guy and he doesn't go nuts about it. and we get along. And we don't have weird beef and go after each other and have all weird kind of drama crap, people need to get back to just respecting other people's thoughts and opinions and, listening to what other people have to say. And, maybe if you actually listen to them, you might actually agree with them. And if you don't, then you don't, and you are still friends at the end of the day. I see so many people on social media. I've already lost 2 friends this week because of the election. My parents, I've already lost my parents, everybody's talking about how they're losing somebody. Why you gotta lose somebody? You guys just see eye to eye, or you guys just see differently,
Are you talking
don't
about
see eye to eye.
like they didn't agree, so they cut their parents off, or they didn't agree with their parents and their parents cut them off? Because that's like a totally different. If you lose somebody because they're like, I hate you for voting this way.
99% of the time, I know the videos he's talking about. It's always, I have cut my father off. Because he is a racist, bigot, misogynist who doesn't care about my reproductive rights or my daughter's reproductive rights.
That's what I get.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you just did your dad a favor.
Yeah, it's those people.
No, that's not a favor. I know you would. You're a father too, right, Tom? Like you.
Yeah, but if I had to hear that shit every day, I'd probably turn it off eventually. Either way.
Yeah, I got one cousin like that who blocked me on Facebook. And my sister sent me a screenshot of her post on Facebook, and she's like, "It's such a sad day. I gotta explain to my daughters on how this R-word-ist is now the new president and how she's gonna have less rights now," and I'm like, oh my god, who indoctrinated you?
My ex-wife, probably.
Yeah, but the thing is, none of her other sisters or her mom or her dad are that way at all. So
that's a whole little clan of them.
Yep. So as soon as she moved to California and went to school there, that's where I guess she picked all this up at. It's absolutely insane. Tom, did you have anything you wanted to hit on today? If not, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up.
I don't want to keep anybody longer than we already have. I didn't have anything specific that I haven't already talked about, probably somewhere else. So
okay.
Yeah, no. I guess I have one little funny story for the end of the day that is really just kind of a chuckle. I guess we have a look at the special box set coming out for Joker and Joker 2.
Really? They showed. Is that official or is it like a meme?
I think it's real.
You're trying to sell them together. That's
and it laughs
brilliant.
at you. So I'm like, so it laughs at you for being an idiot for buying it or what?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Did you see they're doing Lord of the Rings like leather thing, faux leather? Sorry, totally off topic.
Can you zoom in?
No, but it's the same company. Let me try.
Oh, it is okay.
I mean Warner Brothers. So
can you in small in it?
It's about as big as I can get it right there.
Oh, okay.
That's what she said.
Wow.
Otherwise, I could play Culture's birthday song. But
oh boy.
Oh yeah, play Culture's birthday song. I haven't heard it.
If there's any children, it's not that bad.
It was Culture's birthday yesterday, guys.
Yeah,
so this is if you have sensitive ears, you can mute.
Yeah, I don't think there's any swears in it, so I think you're all right. But just to be safe,
Today's your day, my friend. Another year closer to the end. I'm so glad I wrote this song to celebrate this most wonderful day. Happy birthday, Culture Casino. I'm pretty sure you're only half homo. I'm not completely sure, so that's like 50%. But hey, don't be sad, cause 50% ain't bad.
Okay.
I know some of these things might sting, but your hair is perfect, your beard is long. I'm not sure if you're compensating for something, but I hope you like this song. Happy birthday, Culture Casino.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure you're only half homo.
Okay.
I'm not completely sure, so that's like 50%.
75.
50% ain't bad.
True.
How old are you now? 73 or 74? Can you even hear us anymore? Let
Yes.
me in big in
Turn on
this
my
so you can see. Yes, we'll pause so you can take a peek.
It's got a good rhythm, and
It is kind of catchy. That's the sad part. This is like the best part.
I should like do a tap dancing thing, like Kermit.
Happy birthday, Culture Casino. I'm pretty sure you're all.
Loki has no joy in this. You can see it. He's like, he wants to murder everybody.
I was moving. That's like 50%. But hey, don't be sad, cause 50% ain't bad.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome. Happy birthday, Culture.
Thank
Happy
you
birthday,
again.
brother.
It was fun
Happy
yesterday.
birthday.
I got to
Yeah.
eat a lot of. I got to chew a lot of bubble gum. I just ran out of bubble gum. I don't get bubble gum for a whole other year.
Bubble yum.
Yep. I actually did you do that with AI, Tom?
Yeah, I've gotten pretty good with that. It takes-
Yeah, so I actually just started messing around with that, and I took some of my old songs that I wrote, and actually put them in and constructed a whole song with it, and just inserted my own lyrics. You have to like notate, the verses and the bridge and all
yeah,
that.
it's getting real freaky how good it's getting. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'll let you listen to just like
Sure.
the little part of this one
Wow.
of one of the songs I wrote.
Oh, I think it cut you out. We can't hear it.
Yeah, we can't hear it.
Did you guys hear it?
No.
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 I think it's considering it background noise or something. It's like
Yeah.
cutting it out.
Hang on. It's actually on my.
It's probably hitting those frequencies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually on my computer.
If not, you'll have to send it to me or something. But yeah, no, they've been getting really cool.
Yeah, they they have I and you can get very specific with like the music, what kind of songs you want it to be, like the voice, you get very detailed and like actually construct like a whole song around a song, which is pretty freaking awesome. While I'm getting this pulled up, John, you want to tell everybody what you got going on, what you got coming up, what's going on in your world?
Yeah, so obviously I run the Trent Report, host of the Trent Report. Today is my last day at thatparkplace.com. I'm moving over to Fandom Pulse. We're doing a subscription model through the Substack there. I'm trying to get around.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
So
trying to get around some of the. Yep, trying to get around some of the Google.
Okay.
Trying to get around some of the Google censorship with a lot of that stuff. So looking forward to that. We're seeing good growth over there already. So if you haven't already, go check out Fandom Pulse, subscribe, and become a paying member. And then obviously still doing the racing stuff. I got a racing website now called stockcarreport.com. And then obviously my stock car channel, John Trent Racing, where I'm covering NASCAR and like dirt late models. Probably like the two big things that I cover, and then asphalt late models as well. So lots of stuff. I'm staying busy.
Awesome. So Loki, what's going on in your world? Tell everybody what you got going on coming up.
Well, we got a late show coming up tonight. You can find me over there. You can find me every morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time over at Loki's Mornings of Mischief. And you can sometimes find me with this gentleman down here over at That Game Place, which is run by those two wonderful gentlemen, Culture Casino and Jonas J. Campbell. So you can find me there. You can find me at my place. You can find me over here on Fridays. And we got a show coming up at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight on The Late Show.
Sweet. And before we get to culture, real quick, Zombie reviews for €5. Star Wars Explained, sitting on his hotel cuck chair watching Molly get railed by Disney executives for those sweet Disney gift baskets. Man, Star Wars Explained, he is one of the worst out there. Geez,
they're a team. Come on now, give
they are
credit.
a team.
She gets railed and he gets the stuff.
Yeah.
I just
All
They're
right,
both getting
Culture.
something. They're both getting something out of it. Come on now.
What's going on in your world, Culture?
Well, gosh, I have a YouTube channel, a couple of them. As Loki said, that gameplays is super fun. Cabrutus actually is following the channel over there now. He's going to be on pretty quick. We've got some videos going to be coming out here pretty quick. I've got an Alarmo video, an unboxing video of this amazing alarm clock coming up here. You're going to get that next week. Be excited. Be as excited as me. I dare you. This is the coolest clock ever made. Nintendo Alarmo. That's right. Anyway, do check that out. We got a bunch of videos coming out this week. This coming week, all the videos coming out of my channel, at least one per day, is going to be all about asking investors, why are you investing in Disney still? We've got earnings coming up. We're about to, kind of talk a little bit about all the promises Disney gives you that they don't follow up on. I blame John for that because he's not paying attention anymore, but it's fine. I just didn't call him out on the stream at all just now. Anyway, he's ignoring me. He's texting with somebody more important than I am while we're trying to end the show. That's great. But you can also find me on Rumble, Odyssey Minds, and Getter, and of course X. Please follow me on X. I just saw a girl get like a $19,000 paycheck over there. I want some of that sweet, sweet action, baby. Yeah,
Nice.
Get me paid. I retired. I'm doing this for. See, now John's totally off screen, so he doesn't get called out for for not paying attention to me at the end of the show. I listen to him.
He just wanted to be the bookend, the other bookend between me and Loki.
On that note, if you're not already subscribed to me, please do so, and do check out that gameplay, which is awesome, and and all of that. So I guess I'm out of bubble gum. I'm really bummed now.
Tom, what's going on in your world?
For that.
I'm going to be sending Culture some bubble gum for his birthday as well.
Yeah, love bubble gum. Thank you.
Want some Big League Chew?
Oh no, yeah. Oh, I haven't had Big League Chew. Okay, all right. So I haven't had the grape in forever. You know the grape? It literally
that was the
strips out-
best.
It strips out the
Find some of
skin.
that.
It strips out the skin from the inside of your mouth, like the the lining in there.
I don't know if it still does or not, but
no, it doesn't. Oh,
I don't know. I haven't had it for years.
Oh man, I just to be able to like peel and bleed.
They
off
quit
the
making
inside
it for a
lining.
while, and then I think they started making it again. I think you can get it in certain places, but I'll see if I can find some.
Right. Yeah,
But you can find me at Midnight's Edge After Dark. We have a new channel called Midnight's Edge Classics and Retrospectives. Check that out. You can find me on Mead Radio. I might even do some of that a little later here. Midnight's Edge Espanol. And yeah, anything else? I don't know. I forget.
I got a question about the classics and retrospectives. How far? What is the earliest date that is considered a classic now?
I would say we probably would go 20
like
years
is
back,
2020
maybe.
classic, like, or not 2020, 2000 is 2000, like, would that be considered like a
Technically,
classic?
yeah, I think so.
Technically, yeah.
Anything 20 years or older would be considered
20
in the
years older?
classic
Okay.
range.
Yeah, and I think you're
imagine.
starting. Like I always considered like an epic and something that would be epically legendary. There you go, legendary. I always considered that would be like 35 years back.
Yeah, but I'm willing to bet that 99.9% of anything we cover on there is going to be
2000s.
20th century films. So,
Yeah.
and I don't mean the company 20th Century Fox. I mean any film that came out
2000
that,
or
the 20th century.
Yeah. What's going on in your world, Tom? You got anything going on coming up?
That's about it. That's really. I'll be on Salty Nerd Podcast probably tomorrow morning.
All right.
Otherwise, I pop up where I pop up, Flashcast, all that stuff.
What's your next
sometimes-
retrospective? You got Nosferatu here.
Well, I don't know if I can say yet. I will say this.
Geez.
I'll tell you guys after the show, but
Type it in private chat.
basically I'll say this much. One of the characters is made of metal.
Giant robot.
I can't say it. Andre will kill me.
Yeah. All right,
Ninja
guys.
Fight.
Well, we are going to wrap up, but I did get this to pull up. I'll let you guys listen to one of the songs I wrote about. This. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'll just play like the intro through the first chorus part. But I wrote this about a crazy ex of mine. who was a complete psycho.
She walks in with a smile so bright, but behind those eyes there's something not right. She plays her game, she knows it well, leaving hearts broken under her spell. She's a cheating, narcissistic queen with a heart as cold as it seems. She'll take your love and tear it apart, leaving you with a shattered heart. She'll whisper lies into your ear, but her deceit is crystal clear. She'll make you believe you're her one and only, but behind your back she's never lonely. She's a cheating, narcissistic queen with a heart.
This is really touching.
So this is some personal shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, I feel like I really know this lady.
Sounds like my ex-wife.
It's like you need to get like a Chester clone doing this.
Yeah.
Spark.
I could probably make this real.
The chorus is really good.
Yeah, it really is.
She's a cheating, narcissistic queen with a heart as cold as it seems. She'll take your love and tear it apart, leaving you with a shattered heart. Don't need this warning like Frank beware of the cheating, narcissistic affair. Got your heart, protect your soul from the queen who'll never make you whole.
Yeah, you need. Yeah,
You're just like, to heck with the metaphor. Just go for it.
Just go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not even over yet. This is the little bridge part.
Oh wow! So you decided to go with this pure scream instead of the growl. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is Chester. You need to, totally. This is like a song that Linkin Park would have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. Is very Linkin Park-ish. But no, it works, bro. That's awesome. Now, did you write just the words, or did you actually feed it in with like your actual music?
No, I wrote the words. I wrote the lyrics to it like over a year ago, and then I just did the little AI, the music part through AI, and just plugged my lyrics into
it. Get way back in your throat for this.
Yeah. But yeah, this is another one.
Can't break free from your embrace. But I know deep down inside, this love's a prison, no place to hide.
But yeah, I just like found this AI stuff, like it was, I don't know, probably like 3 weeks or a month ago. And so I got a bunch of my songs that I've written in the past on my computer, and so I just started playing around with it. And yeah, I thought they came out pretty good. That Narcissistic Queen song I thought was was kind of catchy, and so when I put the actual music and stuff to it, I was like, I think it actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it works. It's good. Keep it up.
Yep. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for our Friday EBN Cast episode 31. I want to thank everybody for being here. Be sure to smash that like button on your way out. Go sub and check out all these guys down below, because all of them are great. And for me and everybody else here, as we always say, we are UR Echo Based Network. Until the next one, guys, we will see you later.